Breaking news, baby dolls. The Google search terms for altcoins is going parabolic. It's going wild, man. Check it out. Look at this. The Google search terms for altcoins, friends. It is absolutely going monster. Monster high. Look at this. You are not blind, my friends. This is the level from 2017 cycle. I am in shock. It is actually breaking the 2017 cycle Google search term history. Whoa, this is for altcoins. Something out there in the world is saying it's time to get your nipple pegs. It's time to get your band-aids. It's time to sharpen your elbows. And it's time to get your fluffy sippers. Because we're going to have one hell of a double bubble alt season coming our way. This is big. Remember, friends, the biggest alt season, the biggest crypto mania cycle we ever had of all time, return-wise, was the 2017 cycle. 2017 was Ethereum's first cycle. It was a unicorn back then. It was literally a massive, super massive explosion. We had the double bubble alt season of altcoins. And you can actually see it right here. You look how terrible 2021 was. 2021 was a lower high. You know what's funny? When you look at altcoins, friends, 2021, many coins never broke their all-time high. 80% of them never did. They only came back. This is like a Fibonacci retrace of the top. So if you go from the top to the bottom, you get about a 60% retrace. You get back here. That is XRP chart. That was like, you know, many charts they did that actually. So yes, am I getting excited? I'm getting very excited. I just want to show you what we're in for now. Because Others BTC, friends, Others BTC is going to be our guiding star. We've only done 2 green monthly candles in a row. We haven't even finished August. I'm just going to hope it finishes freaking green. But this is what it did last time, okay? This was literally a super massive pump, if you will. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles. Now, this is, friends, we're never going to get this again. I'm just pretty much telling you, we ain't going to that. Why? That's an 11x return on Bitcoin. And you know, in those 6 months, Bitcoin, I think, did a 5x. So yeah, in the first 6 months, every altcoin did 50. 50, right? By the end of the cycle, every altcoin, this is from I'm not even joking, man. I know this number sounds so big, friends. By the end of the cycle, every altcoin did 18x return versus Bitcoin. And you know how much Bitcoin did in 2017? It did a 17. So if you do 17 times 18, you're not going to believe this number. It literally, friends, they went up 300x. Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. That's what happened. That's what happened. Now, see in our cycle, 2021, what happened was this trash cycle, altcoins did a 5x here. But from this point, Bitcoin was already, I think, 28K, 30K around here. So from here to here, Bitcoin did about a 2x. Okay, so if you beat this by 5, that's how every altcoin only did a 10. Okay, because remember, Bitcoin did a 2, right? Bitcoin did a 2x, but you, on your Others BTC, you went up 5x, okay, which I just showed you here. This distance is 5x. Every altcoin, that's why you got, it was about a 10x given, you know? Low end 7, high end 14, about a 10. Okay, that's why it was trash. Now, you might say, oh, but something 10x is a good amount of money. Yeah, just chill out, though. You know what I mean? No one knew it was going to diminish that hard because back in 2017, people literally, you know, speak to literally anybody, you know, from Crypto Coffee, Donovan, DIY Investing, every single person, they're like, oh, I put in like $800 into crypto and I got like 150x. That no one had any idea what they were doing. They turned into like 120 grand. They just thought, oh, crypto's the future, right? It was then in 2021, a lot of people had higher hopes because everybody believed that, you know, you just got to throw in $300 and you get like, you know, parabolic moonshot 1,000x returns. Didn't happen though. Some coins happened though, you know, Hex went up, Doge did a 220x, you had Shiba Inu. Yeah, some did it, but for the most part, most coins that everybody was familiar with, they did not do that. They only did around like a 10x on average, okay? So, you know, that's when people put in like, you know, 3 grand, they're hoping for the 100x, but they only got like 10. Yeah, so they're 3 grand, they were hoping it'd be 300, only turned into 30, and then it drops 80% in literally a month. It was actually 75% in like 1 month. China bans Bitcoin, seers. You know, so it was just totally underwhelming, okay? But here we are today, friends. Here we are today. This is our Others BTC chart. I really hope we get back up to here. This is a this target. It's a 3.5x. I know we want it much higher. That's about, if Bitcoin does a 5 50% from here, move to this first wave, and we do a 3.5 on that. Yeah, it's only like 4, but there's a lot of coins, man. There's a lot of coins. That's why I really hope we're in the right ones. Okay, we just don't know. Hopefully, Pulse Chain cranks. Hopefully, this Ping Pong coin, PWBTC, the People's Bitcoin, and PDI, the People's Stablecoin, Ping Pong coin. Hopefully, they all crank. Okay, I feel like we've done enough hard work, and yeah, we're going to crank it. So this is fantastic news, friends. Remember, the double bubble alt season. Also, I want to show you as well, if we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance, you can actually see the double bubble alt season. You can see it appear here. It did appear in others BTC, but this is double bubble alt season, okay? You had Ethereum literally going to the moon, and then it ends here. Then here we go. This is Bitcoin retracing, and then you had the double bubble, okay? So this was the peak of wave 1 right here, and then US dollar went down again, and this is the peak of wave 2, okay? We did not have anywhere near that type of aggressive move out in 2021 cycle. We had this rubbish, scam, imposter, piece of trash, burn and skin this freaking market alive type of cycle where you had this little, just this, I'm running out of words. I just burn and skin it alive. Just put it in a tank of, the hydrochloric acid. You ever watch Breaking Bad, friends, where they got rid of the body? Yeah, just whatever it is that did this, mutilate them. I just show no mercy, okay, for doing this. This is cursing all of us. Comes down here, and then it was literally all over. All over, right? And then you have the biggest Bitcoin dominance run of all time. So, yeah, it's been like, to say we've been through some sort of nuclear holocaust for winter in terms of altcoins, that's putting it lightly as well. But for now, if there's ever a sign, man, the universe it could be trying to tell us, man, hey, alt season, might be double bubble. This is it. Okay? And you won't know, right? You got to take profit in the first one. Remember, it's always a new amount of coins in the second one, but it's not 100%. It's good, right? Blowing levels of searches last seen in Trump's first cycle term. This was crypto's biggest alt season ever. Very interesting, right? The ghost spirit fractal of that cycle is appearing, friends. You have XRP running early. That was similar. You also have Donald Trump as president again. That's similar. You also had the US Fed. It had pretty tight rates. We actually had pretty tight rates for the economy. It was starting to rise up back in 2017. Very interesting. All of these things seem to be lining up. So hopefully it all starts to continue to crank. Also, friends, Ethereum searches are also breaking. Pretty cool. Ethereum, friends, is back towards this 2021 high. But you saw the big one. I already gave you the big one, friends. The big one. Juicy altcoins, baby. Oh, yeah. I've been waiting so long. No one believes, by the way. I don't even believe it. Like, we were like, no, we're so in disbelief. But like, double bubble alt season, really? We earned it, man. We earned it. No one, because there's only strong hands left, man. There's literally only strong hands left. Okay. So, Ethereum hitting new highs in interest. Google search trends. Record number of people worldwide are searching for meth. Right? Shout out to all our baby dolls. Shout out to Mr. Nuclear Herbs. Oh, yeah. Give me some of that sweet stuff. Dev's cooking. Oh, yeah. More coming. But during this time, we have to remember there will be an abundance of buyers. And you're going to be taunted a bit. You're going to have a bit of anxiety. Big whales will sell. And you're going to get scared. Okay? And it's not going to be the end, but it's going to make you scared. This is 7 siblings. They've started selling Ethereum here, friends. 7 siblings, okay? 7 siblings, they, during the Trump tariffs, okay, what I'll show you, friends, we'll go back. During the Trump, remember the tariff tantrums from Donald Trump, what actually ended up happening was, remember we went down pretty much, Ethereum was going to 0. Down here, 7 siblings started buying. They have 5 billion in their account, okay? They started buying. They bought 100,000 Ethereum, okay? They have now sold 20,000, okay? So it's not really unexpected, right? They bought a position, they've sold just 20%. They've just saved 20% because it just started to run, just to take a bit of profit, okay? So they have 5.6 billion of Ethereum. They have actually a total quantity of 1.2 million Ethereum. So the US dollar worth 5.6 billion. They've just dumped 20,000, like I said. Yeah, so that seems very standard. We'll see more of that coming. Happens in Bitcoin and stuff out here. So it's nothing really to be concerned about. Also, friends, I've got some breaking news as well. When we're looking at all these juicy things that are happening, we have the ETFs, baby. What story are they telling us? Quite the story. The ETFs, Ethereum's ETF was much larger than Bitcoin's ETF. Bitcoin's ETF was a wee 66 million. A wee 66 million. Ethereum ETF inflow was a whopping 520 million. So Bitcoin or Ethereum, the ratio is like 9 times more money flowing into Ethereum. Wow, just imagine that. That's just showing you, friends, that not only are we here to confirm friendship, but also Altseason's really waking up. It's everything's turning on. And look, I know, like, if you pause time right now, you just think, wow, I'm just pausing time. Okay, pause time with me right now. You feel like there's like so much time for all these Bitcoin maxis, people who said we're all going to zero. It feels like there's a lot of time for them to like rotate in and buy the stuff. Total fugazi. Number one, it's boy who cried wolf. Because we've been excited like 30 times before. So they think, it's going to flop again as well, number one. Number two, there's a lot of altcoins. They got no idea which ones to buy. They don't believe in anything, okay? Like, for example, Ben Copen still calling for $500 ETH, still calling for 70% Bitcoin dominance. He's not going in MetaMask and X and Pulse Chain and Peter. No, but his followers, they got no idea, friends. No idea. He has 3% Ethereum allocation, and he says it's too much because it's a piece of trash to him. 3%. He has 97% Bitcoin. 95% Bitcoin. See what I mean? Like, just giving you an example, friends. There is none of these perfect players who, like, they know to stay away from altcoins and then they know how to put the pedal to the metal. They don't. They do. This person doesn't exist. If they do, it's super, super, super rare. You only hear about it at the very end and you can't copy him anyway, okay? Because it's funny, someone actually, did a big monster move in either stocks or crypto last cycle 2021 and they couldn't repeat it. They just keep getting blistered up the next 2 years. So just showing you, right? It's more of a fluke than skill. Tom Lee over here on the left. Tom Lee packing some heat, right, with Vitalik, Lord Vitalik. You see what I mean? So Tom Lee reinvigorating the Ethereum community and invigorating all of us, really, with the $20 billion raise, as I've reported before. $20 billion, man, to come in and buy more meth. That's a lot of meth, man. You're not going to need... Just sell your bed, by the way, if you do that. Sell your bed and your pillows. You're not sleeping for at least 4 weeks. You're not going to need your bed for a long time. So where do we go from here? Everything's stars aligning. The bigger the base, the higher the pump to the space. Hopefully we don't diminish crypto to 10 trillion. Yeah, right now, what are we in store for? Well, the next part, friends, is the market, okay, metaphorically, it gives you the dopamine. So here's your lollipop. Yeah, market goes up, but then there'll be a day it just cuts it down. Okay, and you're like, and it hurts because your dopamine gets cut off. We will feel days like there's green day, then green day, then green day, like 3 green days in a row. Then there's this stopping point, and you be looking at your phone and you're like, something's wrong. It's a dopamine getting cut off. That is just what's going to happen, okay? It's going to wear everyone out, until eventually there'll be the acceleration part where everyone's like, we're never going to go down again. That's the top, okay? We're trying to build into that moment. It doesn't come like, easy. It takes a lot, it takes some nipple peggings, you know what I mean? It takes some 10Xs, some 100Xs, some 1000Xs out there from random coins. It takes some Ty Lopez's coming out, it takes some crazy things. It looks crazy, but we build into it. It doesn't seem crazy at the time because you're building step, Like, you think about building, climbing steps here. You don't think about how high you're off the floor if you're climbing a building when you're on step 100 and you're going up to step 101. You never be like, whoa, look how far down I am, because you can't see. Okay, that's literally in markets, yeah? But if you know you're on a high floor, you have to think about it, yeah? That's the same thing with markets. Like, maybe we get to a point where we're like, oh yeah, it's totally normal for that guy to get, 7 meme coins tattooed on his neck. Like, it's just because maybe the week before we saw a guy get 5 tattoos. And the week before that, we saw a girl get 3 tattoos of meme coins on a bump. And maybe what started it was one of the lovely ladies got your friend Somi in his Pikachu hat tattooed on one of her bum cheeks as well. Or maybe one of the nice ones on her lower back. You know what I mean? So it's this gradual process. But no one ever says, dude, 7 meme coins, that's way too many. He should have stopped at 5. It's very rare that people get to that point. And the people who are warning you about that point, most of the time, they aren't long with you anyway. So you don't take their opinion seriously. You're like, oh, of course you're fighting it. You know, it's the Eric Wall fighting Hex moment. It's like, oh, of course you're fighting it. You've been missing the whole move. So I can't take you seriously. See what I mean? That's why, friends, we've got to look for these exotic top signals. But the good thing is the Google search trends, you know, it's showing us this is finally actually happening. But remember, it doesn't last forever. Luckily for you and me, we've been buying in the depression and we are way overexposed in crypto. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.